Welcome to the ISE ETF and Index Outlook for April 2nd, 2012. This is Patrick Ceresna. As always, we start off with the chart of the S&P 500 using that spider exchange rate fund symbol SPY. We have seen a trend in place for the last many months that still is very much intact. Every time we've had a round of selling, each time the market is able to bounce back from it and head right back to its previous highs. We still, by drawing the trend line in, we can just identify that kind of a systematic advance at some juncture. Even if there is a thrust higher here, we could still see even a test up to the 144, 145 level as the market bangs out up along here where some short-term highs will come in. Even like we've been suggesting for a while, inevitably 5 to 10% market correction will ensue. It's just a matter of identifying when it has actually begun and at what level it will actually be coming off of. Really, at this stage, it's we certainly will not rule out the possibility that there's still one more little push higher. More than likely, any initial breakdowns below the 140 level would give us the first indication that a second wave of weakness is coming in. We want to take a look at the ISE Cloud Computing Index and its ETF, which trade under the symbol CPQ and SKYY. Here, when we take a look at the ETF, we can see that we've now reached our first overhead resistance target that we had at the 2150 to 22 level on the upside. If the market still has one more spurt higher, there's room for us to test the 22 and maybe even temporarily break up to, let's say, the 2250 level on the upside. But inevitably, off of these levels, there will also be some sort of profit taking, and so we'll be watching where the overhead resistance really starts to take place. Next year, I want to take a look at the ISE Global Platinum Index, which is the symbol ORE, and its ETF trades in the symbol PLTM. We had been identifying the bottoms of the last formation around that 95-96 level, and just this past week we saw a legitimate breakdown below that to kind of ensue some new waves of selling. This is an interesting point because this technically has begun a new downtrend, but we are reaching a very important retracement zone that lies sort of in this 91 to 93 level. Really, at this stage, there is still room here for a big save, for a potential reversal of platinum prices off this point. But if we see any further deterioration and no immediate reversal from that box, then we could see platinum trade all the way down to its previous lows. Finally, I want to take a look at the ISE Chindia Index, which is symbol ICK. The ETF trades under the symbol FNI. We were identifying the overhead resistance at the 54-55 level on the upside, and we're suggesting that this level here would create a number of rejections for the index. Well, now we've got an interesting scenario on the downside where it's at an important support at the 52, where it's put in its lows in the early part of March. Really, at this stage, either the Chindia index will bounce off this level to kind of approach its previous highs, but any breakdown below this zone could begin that round of selling that could see us trade down to 50 or even 49 very quickly on the downside. That was your ISE ETF and Index Outlook. Thank you for joining me.